What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. So if you guys have watched my last video, obviously I have made Juhani from Knights of the Old Republic 1 in the Black series. So yeah, I pretty much came up with this idea. I was sitting in study hall at school and I wanted to see if anybody has ever made a custom Black Series Juhani. You know, I get bored in that class, and sometimes I just like to look up stuff about Knights of the Republic, because it is one of, if not my favorite Star Wars, like, medias. So I looked it up, and nothing came up, except, surprisingly, a lot of pictures of Aurra Sing popped up. Which, I don't know why. Maybe it's just the way that the algorithm works. They take characters that may look like what you're looking for, but yeah, so all that popped up was pictures of Aurra Sing, and then that got me thinking, that would actually work really well for a custom. And then I went on Amazon to figure out that that figure was only 13 bucks. It was on sale. And I was like, you know what? It'll give me something to do. Might as well buy this figure to make it into Juhani, and I'm really glad I did, because I'm really happy with the outcome. So yeah, pretty much I'm just going to kind of go through what I did, and also just kind of why I chose Juhani, what I like about her character, and yeah. So, starting off, it is Wednesday, March 8th, I believe, and I got this figure a week ago on Wednesday, March 1st. So, yeah, it's been a week. I finished her 2 days ago, so I think I finished her on Monday night. But yeah, so it really did not take me that long. I thought it was going to take me a longer time, but yeah, you know, it was a pretty easy custom to make. So I started with her head. So why I chose Aurra Sing was because Juhani and Aurra they both are like kind of bald on their head, except for in the back they have like a ponytail, which is probably why Google just gave me a bunch of pictures of Aurra Sing whenever I typed in Juhani. But let's just get a little bit of a closer look here. So yeah, they both kind of had that look, and I was like, well, that would definitely work for Juhani, because, you know, I won't have to try to create my own ponytail. It would already be there. But the only issue was that Aurra Sing's ponytail was very big and thick, which is not, obviously, what Juhani's is like. So the first thing I did was I took it upon myself to get an X-Acto knife and just shave Aurra Sing's ponytail down, which I really did a lot, and you know, I did it throughout the entire process of making the custom. It wasn't just like a one-time done sort of thing. It was like I kept going back and just fixing it up. But that was the first thing I did, and then, so that was Wednesday. And then, yeah, then I just started painting. So Juhani, I don't know what her outfit necessarily is. I think it's like her own sort of thing. She is a Cathar species, which is supposed to kind of look a little cat-like. So that's why she has like the stripes and the pointed ears, and her eyes are yellow and stuff. Because it is like a cat-like species, but obviously she's like kind of human too. She doesn't have a tail or anything. But, yeah, so this outfit might be some sort of Cathar outfit, or it might just be, you know, whatever she wanted. And she is a Jedi too, I forgot to mention that, which is why she has this lightsaber here. But yeah, so I just started painting the gray on her legs at first, and then the gray on her arm. Another thing I had to do was, her arm used to have like a little bandana around it, which she does not have. So I just shaved it off with X-Acto knife, which I think worked pretty well. You can still see the markings, but I think it's fine. So yeah, and then I decided to start painting the torso. So we got like the two contrasting sort of orange and reds going on there. Painted her forearms, and so that just took me a long time in general, just to get the, you know, just to get it the consistency I liked, and also, you know, you usually have to do layers with stuff, so I had to do it for a few layers. But then once I got it to that point, really what was left was adding the detail. Well, actually, I forgot to mention, I did use, so Aura Sing comes with a lot of accessories, and I ended up using them for Juhani. So she has a belt, a singular belt like this. So what I did was I took Ayla's super complex belt and pretty much just shaved it down to where it's just a normal belt that'll work. But I ended up putting that on after I had already like kind of started on Juhani. Like I already got her all painted up and stuff. And so to slide that belt back on, I actually like pulled a little bit of the paint on the side of her legs off, just because like I was really having to like stretch the plastic to get it back on. But it was fine because literally I just put a little bit of paint back on and it was fixed. But yeah, so we got that on nice. And then she also does have sort of like some shoulder armor. So what I did was I cut parts of the plastic of Aura Sing's vest and put it, let's see if we can get better lighting here. Yeah, I put it on both of Juhani's shoulders and it worked really nice. And then yeah, if you look at her torso, obviously she has the 3 buckles, which were parts of the remaining belt that I just painted silver with a paint marker, which by the way, paint markers are so useful. But then yeah, she also has just like sort of more design or detailing of like lines and stuff on her torso, which I found that using a Sharpie worked really well. I was originally going to be using a, I was gonna paint it, and I was like, well, you know, paint, you can't always get straight lines, so I might as well just Sharpie it, which I did, which turned out really nice. Got detailing her arm as well with the Sharpie, and her boots. And another reason why I wanted to use that Aura Sing was the boots match really well like already, so I just used Sharpie to get some more of that detailing sort of going on, which was really cool. And then here's the back of her. Again, I just think it looks really clean, and I really like how it turned out. But then yeah, so I kind of forgot to mention the face like in detail, but yeah, like I said, she is a Cathar. Let's see if she can stand without falling. Yeah, so she's a Cathar, meaning that she is sort of like a cat species, and she has like all these lines on her face. And originally I was thinking about like painting her head like a more of a flesh color, but then I figured it's gonna be way too hard to try to paint her whole head and then go over it with these lines. And her skin's already really light in general. Like even in some of the photos I was looking at, her skin was like as white as this. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna keep it like this, which I'm glad I did. I also did acetone Aura Sing's eyebrows off because she had like some really dark eyebrows. So I acetone those off because it's not what Juhani has. And then yeah, I just went in with like a nice light brown and sort of just filled in her stripes and everything. Tried to make it as symmetrical as possible. There's the top there. Yeah, really neat. And it really makes her look like Juhani. And then yeah, the buckle for her hair was used with a paint marker in the back there. The silvers, she sort of has like beads in her hair at the end. So yeah, but so that's sort of it whenever it comes to how I made her, the inspiration and everything. But now for like Juhani herself. So obviously, if you watch the channel, you know I love KOTOR. I've played the first game since I can remember. I remember always playing it on my iPad with my dad back in like 2010. I just thought it was the coolest game ever. So we'd play together. Then he actually got to a point where he got stuck, and so then he rage quit. I think he made it to like where did he make it? Korriban, and then he like got stuck and rage quit. But where he rage quit, then he deleted the game, which is kind of, I remember I was so mad at him for that because like all the progress was left or lost. But anyways, it's just a nostalgia game. So a few years ago, I want to say about 2 years ago, I bought it on Xbox. I saw it was on Xbox. It might have been on sale. I bought it on the Series X, so like many generations after the game came out, because the game's about 20 years old at this point. And yeah, so I was like I'm gonna try to play this game. Got to like I didn't even leave Terrace yet. I think I got stuck on the part where you're in the Undercity in Terrace, and you have to fight the oh my gosh, Rancor. I got stuck there, and then I just rage quit, kind of like my dad. But what happened was this past summer, at the very end of the summer, I picked the game back up and was like, holy crap, this is, like, I forgot how good the story is, how good of a game it is. I got past the Rancor pit. I realized that you were supposed to, like, do something with food or bait or whatever. And I just went full throttle on the game, loved it to death. And one of my favorite, if not my favorite characters out of the game is Juhani. I remember just whenever your character goes to Dantooine, like, the vibes were immaculate. Like, I loved the music. It was summertime, just playing KOTOR, you know, felt super nostalgic. I loved Dantooine scenery, just everything about the Jedi Temple, and it was just something about it I loved. And then they send you, like, as a test to see if your character can become a Jedi, they send you into the outskirts of Dantooine to find this Jedi that had recently fallen to the dark side, and they kind of want you to save her and bring her back to the light. And that's where you end up meeting Juhani. Juhani was the Jedi they were talking about. She, like, struck her master down in rage, and then, like, thought that she killed her master, so then she fled to this grove on the outskirts of Dantooine, or the Jedi Enclave, and, you know, kind of was just being a baddie. She thought she was a Sith. And then you find her, and you can, I think originally you fight her, and then you can kind of stop and talk to her, and you can either kill her, like, immediately, which if you do so, you lose that companion, or you can, like, bring her back to the light side, and then she actually joins your team, which, don't kill Juhani, literally, even if you don't like her, there's no point in going through the game without all the companions. But yeah, so I did not kill her, obviously. She ends up figuring out that her master did not die. She was hurt, but she just fled, and Juhani's actually accepted back into the council because she realizes, you know, she cannot let her anger get the best of her. And then she's with you for the rest of the game, and she'll talk to you and stuff, and I just find her story really interesting. I'm not gonna go into her backstory because she has a big backstory. But yeah, I don't know. I just find her interesting. I also think she looks cool, which I feel like a lot of people think that she's really ugly, which I can see why. I mean, she looks a little strange. But that's how people look in Star Wars. And also, I don't know. It's just, I really don't know how to explain it other than I like her character. She's nostalgic, and I'm sorry, I don't know what that scream was in the back. She's nostalgic, I like her character, and she just looks cool to me. Also, I like her saying is kind of like, I think she says, "I will be your doom." And she also kind of has like a bit of a Russian accent. But yeah, it's just like the good to bad to good sort of situation. But yeah, so that's why I wanted to create her in the Black Series. And also, I do want to say, I have a feeling the Black Series will make her within the next 2 to 3 years, because they have started to make KOTOR figures, which is really, really cool. For a while, they had just been making like a bunch of Revans and Nihilists, like just like the main Sith. But it's really cool to see them go back in and make companions. Like they just made Zalbar, Bastila and Malik just got released, which little spoiler, but you know, you guys might be seeing those in the channel soon. And yeah, so I'm thinking like the fact that they made Zalbar, which if you guys don't know who that is, that's the Wookiee, part of the companion, or he's a Wookiee companion. the fact that they made him, which is like definitely one of the lesser known companions to those who do not know about KOTOR, it leads me to believe that they will be making the rest of the companions, because it's like, why make one or two and not the rest? But until then, I am glad that I had this Juhani, and also, who knows how long that will be, and who knows, maybe my custom will end up being better than the actual product. We'll see. But, yeah. And also, one thing I did forget to mention was, during this past summer, whenever I was just plowing through the game, I was, like, obsessed with it, I ended up making a custom Ebon Hawk, which I'm sure you guys know about. But I did finally find a place to put it, so I just wanted to go ahead and show you guys here. But I put it over here next to the Ghost. And I think it looks really nice because they're both sort of the similar size, which I did not even realize. Like, actually, the Ebon Hawk is bigger than the Ghost. But whenever I was building the Ebon Hawk, I did not realize, like, how close I made it to, like, play scale, like how Lego would make it. But yeah, like, even looking down like this, it really is close to scale. And there's, like, my custom KOTOR crew that I have on a base plate. There's Juhani and Lego right there. But yeah, really, really cool. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Yeah, really happy about this Juhani. Also, stay on the lookout for more Black Series content, because that should be within the next week or two. My cat's just been walking around. What are you doing? Anyways, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.